So, you want to know the difference between an agent who sells 5 homes a year and an agent who sells 175 homes a year? It isn't the market, it isn't luck, and it definitely isn't about having a better personality. It comes down to how you handle a single letter word, no. I'm Greg Harrelson. Last year, I closed another 150 transactions, and the team I lead, the company I own, sold an additional 3,500 transactions. And we didn't get there because every seller said yes to me the moment I picked up the phone. I got there because I learned that no is usually just the beginning of the conversation. In this video, I'm going to teach you my top 5 strategies to turn rejection into signed listing agreements. And I'm going to show you how to do it without being that pushy salesperson everyone hates, everyone's avoiding. So let's dive in. Tip number 1. Never accept a no when a yes is still logically possible. This happens all the time, especially with expired listings. You call them and then you say, we've decided to, or they say, we've decided to take it off the market. We're no longer going to sell. Most agents say, okay, sorry to bother you, and they hang up. They accept the defeat. But you need to realize that just because they're frustrated, it doesn't mean their motivation is gone. Here's the script that I use. When they say they aren't selling, you just say, great. Thank you for letting me know the status. I'm just kind of curious, where would you have moved if the property had actually sold maybe a few weeks ago? See, this is powerful. You're not arguing with them about the house. You aren't pitching them to list with you. You're just asking about their situation, their life. The moment they answer that question, oh, well, we were going to move to Florida. Now the door's open all over again. You've acknowledged them, you didn't push, but now you're back in the conversation about the goals. So tip number 2, let's think about for-sale by owners. For-sale by owners have their guard up. They expect you to fight them. They expect you're going to tell them they can't do it on their own. See, when a FSBO tells you, I'm not hiring an agent, I'm just going to sell it on my own, don't fight them. Acknowledge their answer and immediately pivot to the product, which is what? It's their home. So try this. I totally understand you want to do this yourself. By the way, the pictures on the internet look fantastic. What updates or renovations have you done to the property lately? So why does this question work? Because homeowners love to brag about their homes. When you ask about the new kitchen or the roof, their tone changes. They stop treating you like a predator and start treating you like a person interested in their property. This keeps the dialogue going. And the longer the dialogue goes, the higher the probability you're going to set the appointment. So, number 3 leads perfectly to the third tip. You need to redefine what the word no actually means. Agents take rejection way too personal. You need to understand that no rarely means no as in never. It usually just means no, not right now, or no, I don't know you well enough to say yes yet. This is why my goal on every call is the 2+ rule. If I can extend the conversation past the 2-minute mark, my chances of getting an appointment skyrocket. In the first 30 seconds, you're just a nuisance, like a telemarketer. But if you can keep them talking about their renovations or their moving plans for more than 2 minutes, you become a human being. Once you establish that rapport, the no starts to dissolve. So tip number 4. It's a strategy that made me a lot of money last year and for the last 20 plus years. It's the 48-hour callback. Let's say you have a great conversation, but they still don't set the appointment. They give you a firm no on the meeting, on setting the appointment. Most agents, again, hang up and never call the person again. That is a mistake. See, too often, sellers have it in their mind to tell every agent no, just out of habit. So here's what you do. You call them back within 48 hours and ask again. I found that once a seller says no to you once, they actually have a harder time saying it a second time, assuming you were polite and you built rapport. And they have a very hard time saying it a third time. See, if you establish rapport and you follow up 3 times, you'll often get the appointment just because they respect your persistence. Remember, No other agents are calling them back. You're the only one. That's setting you apart. You're different. Now, finally, the fifth tip, tip number 5. This happens at the listing presentation. You're in the house. You've built the rapport. You've shown your value. You must ask for the listing a minimum of 3 times before you leave. There's magic in the number 3. The first time you ask for the signature, they might give you a knee-jerk objection. Oh, we need to think about the commission. We need to think about it overnight. Fine. Handle the objection and ask again. The second time, they may give you a timing excuse. Handle it again. Ask again. By the third time you ask, they have run out of excuses. They know you are serious, and they know you are a professional who fights for what they want. And if you fight that hard for the listing, they know you will fight that hard to get their home sold. Look, none of this is about being aggressive, being rude, pushy, slimy salesperson. It's about allowing the potential client to say what they want to say, acknowledging it, and keeping the door open long enough to help them. When you stop fearing the no, you start finding the yes. If you want to learn the listing presentation I use to close these appointments, check out Agent Success Academy, or if you're in one of my markets, go out and go ahead and text me, email me, and ask me, and I'll send you the information. Again, I'm Greg Harrelson. I'd love to help you reach a higher level, and help you start turning those no's into appointments. Talk to you soon.